Hello, and welcome to the Mindset Shift. If you clicked on this, chances are you're tired of the study grind. Tired of putting in hours only to feel like the information slips through your fingers the moment you close the book. Listen closely. Your struggle isn't a failure of effort. It's a failure of strategy. Today, we ditch the amateur habits and adopt the mindset of the pro student, the one who makes studying look easy because they know exactly how their brain works. This isn't about working harder. It's about being smarter with your time. Let's dive into the 3 pillars of the Pro Student Playbook. 1. The power of atomic focus, the environment. The pro student understands that their study space is a sacred, high-performance zone. Amateurs study while texting, snacking, and watching a YouTube video in the background. They call it multitasking. We call it zero-tasking. Your first pro move is eliminating distraction debt. Before you open a textbook, the 10-second rule. Turn your phone completely off or put it in another room. Out of sight, out of mind. That's non-negotiable. Structured intervals. Use the Pomodoro technique, but be strict. Set your timer for 25 minutes. During that window, the only thing that exists is the material in front of you. If a random thought pops up, like, I need milk, you write it down on the scratch pad and immediately return to your task. You address it during the 5-minute break. Why does this work? Your brain craves completion. By breaking work into short, intense sprints, you keep your focus fresh and avoid the crushing feeling of all-day studying. You're telling your brain, just 25 minutes of perfection, and it delivers. 2. Active recall. Learning by retrieving. The method. This is the most critical difference between an amateur and a pro. Amateurs read a chapter 6 times. Pro students read it once and then spend the rest of the time testing themselves. Reading is passive input. Testing is active retrieval. It forces your brain to build the connections that become long-term memory. Think of it like lifting weights. Highlighting is like looking at a dumbbell. It does nothing. Active recall is like lifting the dumbbell. It builds muscle. How to implement active recall? The teach method. Every time you finish a section, immediately close the book and try to explain the concept out loud. Act like you are teaching an audience of 5th graders. If you can't explain it simply, you don't know it yet. Question-based notes. Stop copying sentences. Look at your notes from a lecture and turn every heading into a question. Instead of key figures of the Renaissance, write, who were the key figures of the Renaissance and what was their main contribution? Then, answer the question without looking at your notes. This is true practice. 3. Consistency over cramming. The schedule. You wouldn't train for a marathon by running 26 miles the night before the race. Cramming works the same way. It's brutal, inefficient, and the knowledge disappears a week later. The pro student follows the principle of spaced repetition. Tiny efforts win. It's better to study 1 hour a day for 7 days than to study 7 hours on Sunday. Those frequent, smaller exposures keep the neural pathways active. The weekly review. Dedicate 30 minutes every Sunday to look back at all the flashcards and questions you created that week. This prevents forgetting drift and solidifies everything right before the cycle begins again. Self-compassion. If you miss a day, don't spiral. Pro students are flexible. Accept it and get back to your focused 25 minutes the next morning. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Conclusion. Become the expert. Studying easily isn't about being lazy. It's about being effective. You now have the 3 rules: atomic focus, active recall, and consistent spacing. Start small. Tomorrow, don't study for 4 hours. Study for 2 25-minute focus intervals using active recall. You are not just a student. You are an expert in training. Embrace the process. Go flip the switch. Your journey to becoming the pro student starts now.